Good morning, St. Louis. I got a question for you. How do you take your coffee? With cream, with sugar? Do you like it hot, or would you prefer a cold brew?
It truly doesn't matter how you take your coffee, St. Louis, just as long as you take it with us.
Good morning, St. Louis. We'll be right back.
Good Saturday morning. I am Raphealle Darden, and I'm the pastor of women at the Cathedral at Pleasant Grove, located in North St. Louis City. I have a question for you. Do you know the power of partnership? There's a great example of this in the Gospel of Mark, where Jesus is in a house and he's teaching. And he stops teaching because he is so impressed with these four men who lower a man down right in front of him. He's impressed with their partnership. He's impressed with their collaboration. That these four men made a commitment that because their friend could not walk, that they were going to collaborate. They were going to partner and bring him to help and hope. And that was through Jesus Christ. Can you imagine each man taking a corner and walking miles and miles until they get to their destination where Jesus is, only to find out that when they get there, they can't even get in. There's so many people, but do they give up? No, because they've made a commitment to collaborate. They ascend to the roof of the house. They pull the roof back. Yeah, believe it. And they lower him in right in front of Jesus. And Jesus' response to these men who have partnered together, he says to the man on the mat, because of their faith, you are now healed. Oh man, what an awesome opportunity we have to daily collaborate, to daily get somebody to help and hope, to do something fantastic for someone else. And with partnership, all things are possible. I'm just wanting to know, do you really know the power of partnership? Hopefully you'll get to know, make an impact in somebody's life, partner and collaborate with somebody so that the dream can be actualized and so someone can come to help and someone can come to hope. This has been your motivational moment. Have a great Saturday. See you next time.
Welcome to Good Morning St. Louis. We are glad that you joined us. Today we have a very special person. She's special to our city, to our community, and she's also super smart. She's an attorney. Chelsea, thank you so much for coming on the show today.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm so excited.
Absolutely. So going to law school, it's hard, it's tedious, and it's long. So I gather you have to go into law school, and it's best to go and follow your passion. Is that what you did? And if so, tell me the type of law that you do.
So I originally went to law school to be an intellectual property and patent law attorney. Okay. While I was in law school, I learned really quickly how much I hated it. And so I kind of graduated from law school, not really sure where I wanted to go. Studied for the bar all summer, and then took the bar exam. And a week after I took the bar exam, Mike Brown was killed.
Oh, wow.
And I remember seeing on TV, watching, all of the images and thinking, I'm in this place where I don't know where I want to go in law. I have a passion for civil rights, human rights, standing up for other people. This is the direction that I need to go into. And I was already working with individuals who were in the municipal courts in St. Louis County who were being wronged by that system. So I was already very acutely aware of the civil rights injustices that were happening at that time. Mm-hmm. And my first job was at Arch City Defenders. So I got to get even more familiar with the municipal court system. And through my time with them, I also learned a lot more about civil rights law, which is what I practice now, is primarily civil rights law. I focus on First Amendment issues particularly.
Awesome. That's really awesome. And I love how you actually made that transition, okay? I'm interested just to learn a little bit more about you and becoming a civil rights attorney. I also want you to tell me a little bit about what it's like becoming just a community activist.
Sure. I grew up in a blue-collar Democrat family in southern Indiana. A lot of my dad's family members held political office as Democrats, and so I grew up with a union household, coal miner grandpa, law enforcement family of all backgrounds to have. And so I left Indiana and moved to St. Louis because I was familiar with St. Louis. I grew up coming here and visiting family, and this is my home. Okay. I love it here so much, and I fight for it every day. I got drawn in to St. Louis when I first moved here and became really active within the women's rights community and LGBT community, and became very active with nonprofits and doing a lot of lobbying work in Jefferson City and legislative reform. I file what's called sunshine requests against the city and county, and what that is a public records disclosure law that Missouri has. It's unique to Missouri. Other states call it FOIA, or Freedom of Information Act. And what it is it's a law that allows you to request documents that are public record, whether they're open or closed, and it's a way to ensure government accountability and transparency.
Yeah. Absolutely, you are very passionate about your work, and you can definitely see it. If someone wanted to reach out to you for advice, or because maybe they feel like their rights have been violated, or just, if they want to reach out to you, how can they reach you?
The best way to get a hold of me truly is Twitter, at Chelsea K, letter K, Merta. That's also my Instagram handle as well. And my email address is chelsea@lotuslawllc.com.
Absolutely. I told you she was full of information. If you also want to reach out to Chelsea, you can do it with our website at www.good-morning-saint-louis.com.
Listen, we thank you so much for tuning in to Good Morning St. Louis. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
All the students, in my opinion, are really nice and funny, and they're nice to be around. And the faculty, like all my teachers, I love all my teachers.
We serve a community, and we want to be able to provide quality education that's rooted in Catholic faith for any student that comes through our door.
Welcome back. Good morning, St. Louis. We have a special guest with us today, Tiffanie. Tiffanie Stanfield has a foundation that really speaks to my heart and speaks to the heart of so many people in our area. Tiffanie, welcome back to the show. Please tell us a little bit about your foundation, the name of the foundation, and the mission of the foundation.
Thank you. Thank you for having me on. Absolutely. First and foremost, fighting hard. Fighting hard. HARD is an acronym, hit and run driving. Our organization is focused on fighting against hit and run driving. Our mission is to support families impacted by hit and run driving, raise awareness to this problem that we're having with traffic violence, is what I like to call it. And then also to maybe push for policy change when it comes to drivers not being prosecuted for this negligent behavior.
Absolutely. Yeah. That's a very important work, Tiffanie. Yes. And I understand that this work is very personal for you, and that something happened to one of your own family members is the reason you got into this work and why it's so important. Would you mind sharing a little bit of that story with us today?
Yeah, I'll get through it. Okay. Fighting HARD was actually born out of my sister, Jamaica Stanfield, being killed by a HARD, a hit and run driver, by a driver traveling 80 miles per hour in a 25-mile-per-hour zone. My sister, like any other pedestrian, just chirped her car, stepped off the sidewalk, and she was gone. It's a tough story to tell because all I could think of is no one called the ambulance, or this person that left the scene and we didn't really get justice, or no, actually we never got justice after she was killed. The importance of the organization is at the time, I'm a community advocate organically, but the importance of the organization was during the time that when my sister was killed, I started to uncover more and more families that have been impacted by this same problem. My story wasn't a rare story. My story wasn't a unique story, specifically here in the metropolitan area. But I also started to see more and more issues all over the United States. So I started to drive this point home of us really focusing on pedestrian safety. But more importantly, some of these families simply didn't know where to start. Fighting HARD is needed right now, and when I didn't have the answers, I had to go find the answers. So now I'm working to really raise awareness to a really big problem that we have, not specifically in our community. There is a huge gap in the underserved neighborhoods when it comes to focusing on traffic violence in our neighborhoods. And that kind of raised the bar in why our organization exists, specifically in our neighborhoods.
Tiffanie, your story and your organization it's impactful. Can you tell us who your sister was? And the reason why I say that is because our community becomes numb sometimes just to the number.
That's true.
And I know that your sister's legacy is still alive. So take a moment to just share your sister with us, if you don't mind.
My sister was my baby sister. And my sister, people will tell you she was a no holds barred type person. So in the workplace, she was a corporate person, believe it or not, but she was a hood chick. And they respected her in her job because of her just overarching perspective on life. She had a son whom I adopted after she was killed, as a matter of fact. I remember when my sister's CEO flew in from Philadelphia to speak at her funeral. And one of the things, this is something that I wasn't aware of, but one of the things that he described my sister is it relates to her professionalism, her team perspectives, her give back, her warmth, her humanitarian. There's an award that this company gives out to, it's over thousands of people within their company. They compare it to the MVP of baseball. My sister received it twice.
Wow.
And he told us that story at her funeral. So it really spoke volumes to who she was and the fact that her life was cut short. So I stand before you guys and many others to speak on behalf of so many families who don't have a voice right now, who do not have a voice. One of our mottos in our organization is, and this will be my last statement, what if it was your loved one?
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Tiffanie.
Thank you so much for sharing sharing your sister's voice with us, sharing her story, sharing her legacy. Thank you so much. Tiffanie, if people wanted to get involved, if they wanted to donate, if they wanted to be a part of your cause, how can they reach you?
Fighting H.A.R.D, www.fightinghard.org. We are a 501c3 organization. 100% of our funding goes to families impacted. We write checks for funerals. We really support families with their grieving and counseling. And one last thing I do want to mention, we are there for families, like front and center.
Absolutely.
This isn't just you go through teams of individuals. I'm on the phone with families. We're all social media platforms, Fighting Hit and Run or Fight Hit and Run. But this is a really big issue, and we're here to fight for those families.
Thank you so much, Tiffanie. If you want to reach out to Tiffanie, if you would like to help her cause, amplify her voice, you can also reach us on our website at good-morning-saint-louis.com.
Yeah, absolutely. And we want you to remember today that very much like Tiffanie, you are important and that your voice could be the voice that makes the difference. Good Morning St. Louis. We'll be right back.
All the students, in my opinion, are really nice and funny, and they're nice to be around. And the faculty, like all my teachers, I love all my teachers.
We serve a community, and we want to be able to provide quality education that's rooted in Catholic faith for any student that comes through our door.
Good morning, St. Louis. Oh, I have such a treat for you today. Some amazing women who I consider my sister, and I want you to consider them your sisters as well. This club is something I've never seen before. They're called the BillionHeiress Girls Club. Welcome to the show, Dallas and Tiffanie. So I'm super excited. This is going to be my favorite episode.
We're happy to be here. We appreciate you.
Tell me a little bit about the club, the mission of the club. Why did you guys come together and form the club?
So briefly, the club is composed of a group of 7 girlfriends. So this actually started off as our group chat. So we are always busy doing things in the community, and we're all business owners. So we decided to take our work outside and ask other women to join us in our force. Basically, we get out, we give back in the community. We've gone to Black-owned gas stations and gave away thousands of dollars worth of gas. We've bought cars for single mothers. So this is something that we initially, we just do it from our heart, but we decided to build this club around that whole motto. So.
Absolutely, a billionaire state of mind.
Absolutely, absolutely. And friendship and what comes from the heart both go a very, very long way.
Yes.
Tiffanie, why don't you tell me a little bit about why the work that you do is so important to you?
Well, the work that we do is so important to us because we want to reach back to other women. Okay. There was a time amongst all of us where we didn't have it to give. So it means a lot to us to be able to see where we come from versus where we are now and then give back. So philanthropy is like huge to us. We don't want to be successful entrepreneurs and not look back to help somebody. So that's why it's so important to us.
It is absolutely important. Not only is it's important, but it's also inspiring and it's also empowering. Talk to me a little bit about how you empower entrepreneurs and aspiring entrepreneurs, Dallas.
Sure, absolutely. I think our whole thing with the group is making sure, as Tiffanie said, that we send back the elevator, send back the ladder. So, we're very transparent. We want people to know that we've made mistakes and be there to support them in their endeavor and pull them up. So we're just basically trying to pull up anyone that's looking to be an entrepreneur. Any entrepreneurs, we all have days where we wake up and we don't want to face the day, So just having that support system within our group to help pull you through that day.
Absolutely. Yes. Yeah. It's fantastic. Tiffanie, what else could you tell me about like some of the actual events? I know Dallas mentioned like going to gas stations and things of that nature. What other type of things do you guys physically do within the community?
Okay. Well, actually, yesterday marked the 1-year anniversary of our BBB, the Black Business Ball. With that ball, we actually gave a scholarship or an award to a new business. Okay. We funded a new business. I'm not sure, how much did we give?
I can't, probably about $3,000. Plus other, we were able to give them other scholarships from other business owners as well.
Oh, that's fantastic.
And she posted today, the young lady posted today how that seed has grown. From that, she has birthed out many ventures with women, do-it-yourself construction projects and things of that nature. So the ball is one of the things that we've hosted. We did a toy drive this past December. So we're always doing something that leads back to giving again.
Beautiful.
I love it. I heard you say the seed has grown. And that is so important in our community. We have to lay our seeds down and we have to nurture them and water them so that they can grow. Last question for you. If someone wanted to be a part of the group, like I want to be a part of this group.
I love
So if someone wants to be a part of the group, if they wanted to help donate to one of your causes, how can they get involved? How can they reach out to you?
Sure. Our Facebook group is BillionHeiress Girls Club on Facebook, and if they wanted to Cash App, any donations is BHGC 2020, and email us possibly.
BillionHeiressGirlsClub@yahoo.com, and we're also on Clubhouse. We just got our own Clubhouse group.
And don't want to not mention this. We have Friday morning fire, which is our prayer call every Friday morning, and that's just to pray for businesses, women in business. So we get on the phone every Friday morning at 7 o'clock and pray for women in business.
Absolutely, I love it. Prayer is so important, and that's why we have moments of motivation that are a part of our show as well, where we have clergy and pastors from all over the country coming here, praying and giving hope to our community. So I love that it's called Fire Fridays. Oh, I love it. I love it.
That's amazing.
St. Louis, I told you we have education, we have empowering, we have inspiration. We have that right here in our local area. If you also would like to get in contact with BillionHeiress Girls Club, you can reach them on our website at good-morning-saint-louis.com.
And we're going to keep the good stuff coming. So don't you go anywhere. Good Morning St. Louis. We'll be right back.
Wow, we had an amazing show today. We had a show that was jammed packed with inspiration, hope, motivation, education, and it was very empowering.
I totally agree. And we just want to take the opportunity to thank our very special guest for today. We want to thank Tiffanie. We want to thank Chelsea. And we would love to thank the BillionHeiress Girls Club, represented today by Dallas and Tiffanie.
Absolutely. Good Morning St. Louis, each and every Saturday. We don't care how you have your coffee, just as long as you have it with us.
This has been your morning coffee. We'll see you next week.